Hello everyone, I hope you're doing incredibly well this holiday season. In front of me, I have a few of my favorite gifts for guitar players this holiday season. If you're shopping for a guitarist that is impossible to shop for, I think any of these things they would be happy to get, and a few things that might be on their list if they don't have them already. So I've got things ranging anywhere from $8 to $10 all the way up to a few $100s. So I've got quite the range here in front of me, and all gifts I personally would be happy to receive. So without further ado, please like and subscribe, and let's jump into it. So the very first thing on the list, maybe the most obvious, is strings. Now I have this many boxes in front of me to show you that I love Stringjoy Strings. I've been using them for years alongside one other brand, but I basically only buy that other brand now when I can't find these. They have everything from acoustic strings all the way to different types of electric strings. You've got nickel, you've got coated, and you've got my personal favorite, the signatures. If you're not really sure where to start for electric guitar, I would definitely recommend the signatures. You may want to figure out what gauge the guitar player in your life uses. Most players use 9s, 10s, or 11s. I personally really like the 10 to 48 gauge. This is what I use the most, but I do also like the 11 to 50s. So on an electric guitar, that's what I would use. However, if you do have an acoustic player in your life, the Foxwoods are really, really great. I personally like the 12 to 54 set, and I think that's what most people use on acoustic. Again, you may want to double check or sneak into their music room and figure out exactly, but Stringjoy Strings are definitely top of my list. They're made in Nashville. Really, really great guys, and some stuff that I really personally love. Now, next thing on the list, if you are getting them strings, they're going to need something to change the strings with. Now, I've been using this D'Addario cutter winder for years. These are also made in the US. They're really cheap. I think these are about 11 bucks. I'll have all of this stuff linked down below, but you can get them at Guitar Center. You can get them on Amazon, anywhere. These are really, really helpful. I actually need to pick up a couple more myself because I'm down to just this one, but this, a really super handy tool. Also from D'Addario, they have these like headstock holders. So basically the way this works is you put this on the table, guitar neck lays on top of it, and it makes string changing a lot easier. I personally really, really like these. And again, same thing, probably 8 to 12 bucks on Amazon or at your local music shop, which I always recommend shopping as well. And another little tool from D'Addario, this is the, I believe, NS Micro headstock tuner. Now this guy is really, really small, and the reason I like it is because you can clip it on the headstock and you can leave it on a gig, and it's not one of those huge snarks and doesn't look super awkward. And these are 15 to 18 bucks, again, at your local music shop or online. Again, I'll have all of this linked below, but I do really recommend shopping locally for any of this stuff that you can. It goes right back into your local economy, and it supports small music stores, which I'm a big fan of. So a few little things from D'Addario. Again, we're ranging so far anywhere from 8 to 15 bucks depending, and I think all of these things are something that even if the guitar player in your life is seasoned and has a few of them already, they definitely wouldn't mind having an extra. Now, the next step up from that, I personally have recently really fallen in love with Honey Picks. So Honey Picks makes custom guitar picks. Rick is a really, really cool guy. They did send these to me, but I do really enjoy them, and it's actually all I've used for the past couple of weeks since I've had them. There's all kinds of different materials. You have some more affordable ones as well. Some of my favorite, though, are the Ultim guitar picks. I also really like the Peak. The Peak is basically impossible to wear out, and that's the reason I've really fallen in love with it. But probably my favorite so far has been this one. This is the Beekeeper Stash. Now, some of these picks do range anywhere from $5 to $20 or so, but they're really, really cool, and I really, really have been enjoying them. So if you want to surprise them with something really cool, Honey Picks, really great guitar picks, and a little bit more custom than stuff you can get just off of the shelf. Now next, moving into a couple of tools that I use all the time, Paige Capos, I really, really love. This is an older model that I've had for years, but these are my favorite because they store behind the nut on the guitar neck, so you can leave it on the neck, pull it up really fast, and they're really, really great. Now, these are especially great for guys that play slide, but even for me, even when I am not playing slide, this is the Capo that I always use, and I really, really love it. I personally need to pick up a couple of more as well, so I would definitely check out Paige Capos. They've got different models for acoustic, electric, even like mandolin and banjo and some other instruments like that, so definitely something worth checking out. Now, the next thing on the list are Rockslide guitar slides. These are the only slides that I have used for about the past 10 years. I have a couple of more, not on camera. These are a couple of my favorites, and the reason that I really like them is they have this groove on the side of them, so they fit your finger really well. They're tapered on the inside. The weight is just right, and I personally really like the aged brass and the aged nickel, as well as the regular nickel. These guys are about 25 to 35 bucks, kind of depending on the model. If you're unsure what size to get, I would recommend getting a medium, and I'm sure the guitar player in your life could exchange them if it wasn't quite the right fit. But usually if they play slide with their ring finger, a medium is the one that fits. And if they don't play slide, this is a great way to open up some creativity if they are not used to playing it as well. When I started playing slide years ago, it immediately was a huge source of inspiration. Some of my favorite guitar players play slide, and so it's definitely worth the 25, 30 bucks to get them a slide that will last forever. I actually have one in my case that I've had for almost 10 years now, which is incredible because I have lost a couple of them, unfortunately. So Rockslide guitar slides, definitely some of my favorites and something I will be happy to receive this year as well. Now, moving on up from there, we're getting a little bit more expensive. These are Bluebell guitar straps. Now, Don Pepe has been a friend and supporter over the past couple of years, and now these are the only straps that I use. I have bought some with my own money. I have given them as gifts, and I have some that Don Pepe has made custom for me, which I'm really, really thankful for. These are made in Spain, and again, just could not be bought from a nicer guy. So you have the Road Series straps, which are somewhere around $50 US, and they have really cool patterns stitched on them. They still have the Bluebell logo on the strap, the leather part here, but there's all kinds of patterns, some really, really cool ones that I really like. And then he also has a custom line of suede and leather and different straps. Again, all kinds of different models. You've got different patterns woven in them. They've also got some like really cool hand patinaed leather and some of those. So those are going to range anywhere from 50 to around 130 bucks, probably US. But if you want something the guitar player is always going to use, it's a really nice guitar strap or one with a really cool pattern. I think they're well worth it. These will probably outlive me and get passed down as well. So definitely worth the 50 to 120, 130 bucks. Now, something really practical that is a little less expensive that you may not have expected to see is a small set of pliers. Now, these are made by Knipex. I believe this is the Cobra model. This is, I think, the 4-inch model. And this is a small set of pliers that has saved my tail so many times because all the times a jack or a nut or something gets a little loose or you need to tighten something up on a gig, on a pedal maybe. A little tool like this can save yourself a lot of headache. Again, I think these are 30, maybe 40 bucks on Amazon, but these are incredibly well made. These are made in Germany, but like a small tool, any kind of small screwdriver or multi-tool would be great for the guitar player in your life. I have a couple of tools that live in different guitar cases or in my backpack that I always take to gigs with me, and they have saved my tail more times than I can count, and they've been really helpful when helping out bandmates, a drummer that loses a drum key and needs to tighten lugs or something like that. Little tools like that actually go a long way, or an easy thing to throw in a stocking, or again, for a less expensive gift that's still going to get a lot of mileage out of it. Now, next, moving up, a looper pedal. I have talked about these before. There's all kinds of different models. This is the TC Electronics Ditto Looper, probably the most common looper pedal, but there's a lot of different models from a lot of different companies that are really great. So the thing that's awesome about a looper pedal, for even the most inexperienced guitar players, they can actually record a loop of themselves playing and then play over it, either improvising or playing, say, the rhythm part of a song and then the lead part. I really like these. They're really simple. I've owned probably half a dozen over the years because I bought them and sold them and lost them and given them away or whatever may happen to it. But these are really, really helpful. I enjoy using them a ton when I'm teaching and different things like that as well. So this, hours of inspiration, hours of fun, great for the songwriter in your life, great for acoustic or electric. Acoustic if they're plugged into an amp or recording, but awesome for electric players of all types and all genres and all sizes. So these I think are around $100 new. They're definitely less used if you want to go that route, which is not a bad idea at all. And there's some more involved, complicated loopers that are more expensive. But if they don't have one, this is one that I would definitely recommend. So the last thing on this list is the most expensive, but a good microphone. Now, some that I've been using extensively over the past few months are Earthworks microphones. I really like the SR20 and the SR25 for electric guitar in particular, but I also really like the SR20 on acoustic. These are small diaphragm condensers. They're really, really solid. They're billet aluminum, and they're really incredible microphones. They sound awesome. They're built really tough, and they have a wide variety of applications. So if you're looking to spend maybe a little bit more, maybe you've got a more advanced guitar player, or you've got someone that wants to get into recording or is already recording and has built a little bit of a studio, this has quickly become one of my favorite microphones. I've used some that are much more expensive, and I've used some that are much less expensive, and the SR20 and SR25 are the ones that I have been using the most. And the SR20, if I could only pick one, is probably my favorite desert island microphone for a guitar amp. So again, if you want to spend a little bit more, I really like Earthworks microphones and would definitely recommend them. So that's all for this video. I hope that gives you some ideas of the gifts to get the guitar player in your life. Some of these links down below are affiliate commissions, so I will get a little bit of kickback, but all of these are things that I use. I'm not being paid for any of my thoughts in this video. Some of these things I bought with my own money. Some of these things were given to me, so keep that in mind. But these are all things that I use regularly down here in my studio that I really, really love. And some of them, again, I have used for years. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you in the next video.